Yep. All right. Today is, it's open house here in the BYOB Trading Room today. Today's February 9th. We're going to have open house today and tomorrow. All right. 2026. I'm Coach Carignan. I'm the lead instructor here at the BYOB Trading Room. I want to thank all my visitors for showing up today. All right. And I hope you all take a trial, by the way. All right. $14 for 14 days. Okay. I just saying, all right? I want to thank all my paying subscribers. You guys help keep the lights on. Thank you so much. A lot of love goes out to you guys. Thank you so much. Trying to provide actionable, profitable content every single day, just like I did today. All right, let's take a look at the markets today. See what we can see, what we traded. All right, and let's see what we have coming in. All right, so what did we have this morning? All right. Well, we had two rails. We had a bottom rail and a top rail based on the post-market and the pre-market performance from Friday night and Monday morning. Okay. So we put two rails up. This is the high. This is the low. We were looking for a break of the rails. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So here we had price action. Let's see if I can get my drawing tools to work. Maybe they work. Maybe they don't. If they don't, I'll fix it. Because we had a green erases red. Oh, they might work. So we had a green erases red. So let's see if we can draw that in. Here's the red. Got the box. Got the square. Let's see. Yep. No, it's not going to work. It's okay. I got to fix for that. Well, you can see here. Here's the green erases red. Right there. All right, trash that out. Let's get this. We got a fix for that. All right. Epic Pen, end task, and Epic Pen restart task. Okay. So anyways, we had, okay, this is my 10-minute trend. This is the 10-minute trend we traded Friday. Okay. The trend is, I'm going to spread it out and I'm going to pan over. All right, so you can see it for Friday because we did it again today. So here's the 3. Notice the 3. 3 is the yellow line pointed up. See the white line? That's the ADMA pointed up. Okay, see the VWAP is rising. Okay, so we got the sticks, the candlesticks, and the 3 riding on top of the 8. So we have a 10-minute, I call it a 10-minute uptrend. Okay, so it lasts from the beginning of the day actually to the end of the day. Now, when it does that, I look for the following day continuation. All right, so we have a 10-minute uptrend that lasts from the beginning to the end of the day on Friday. Okay, now you can see the mouth of this is the ADMA, this white line. This burnt orange line, that is the VWAP line. Starts out new every day. See how the mouth of the 8 EMA and the burnt orange gets bigger and bigger? In other words, the space between, okay, all of that is that 10-minute uptrend. All of this, 10-minute uptrend. And you can stay in this trend till it goes flat if you've got 0 DTEs. Because if you got zero DTEs, they will do nothing but decay. Okay? They will only decay when price stops its momentum. All right? All right, but if you've got longer DTE expiration, they will continue to accumulate. But the zeros, all right, if you're not above the strike price, it's only if you're not above, if you're not in the money or at the money, they will decay. If you're at the money, they will decay too sometimes. All right. So on those zeros, remember, if they're out of the money, they're going to head back towards 0. So as soon as the momentum starts, you got to look over here. Am I out of the money or am I in the money? Okay. Because if you're out of the money, they're going to start to decay real fast. All right. So there's the 10-minute uptrend. And you notice the 3 EMA never crosses the 8 all day long. Beautiful. Beautiful uptrend all day long. So we traded this right here. This was a green erases red. I'm going to put the line in. Let me see if we got the lines here. It's coming up. Those drawing tools are coming, people. They're almost here. Any second now. Well, there's the hourglass, so I know they're coming. They're getting juiced up. All right, there we go. Okay, stop, square, red. Okay, so right here, we come from this high down to that. See that green candle? Low right there. Okay, now comes the green. Okay, so this is the green. Green erases red, squares. Okay, so we go from this low up to that high. See that? Okay, so that's what I call green erases red. The bears push it down, and the bulls surpass what the bears push down and further. So where's the entry? Right there where the green erases the red. Right here. Right there. That's my entry. Okay, right there. I'm going to do the same thing for today. All right? You're going to think it's magic, but it's not. I make it look easy. I know, but it is easy if you got a clear understanding of what you're looking for. Okay, so now we're going to pan over. Okay, you can do this too. Okay, you see from this high down to this low. See that high down to that low. So we're going to do the same thing. Same thing all over again. Okay, going to get the square. Let's just measure from this high. Well, we'll measure from the rail down. Okay, down to this low. Okay, right there. So as soon as green erases red, okay, so here we go. From this low up to this high. Where's the entry? Okay, same thing. Right there. Where did I buy? Right there. See that? See that? Coincides. 10-minute uptrend. Okay? Let's look at it a little bit deeper. We're on the 10-minute chart. Look at the 3 EMA. Which way is the 3 EMA pointed? That's the thin yellow line, barely visible there. You can see clearly it's pointed up. Okay? The white line pointed up. Look at the VWAP pointed up. Look at the mouth between the 8 EMA and the burnt orange line. See how it grows in size. It opens wider and wider and wider. So we traded this 10-minute uptrend today, okay, from right here on up, 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 right up to here. Took some profit. Traded another little 10-minute uptrend, made a couple dollars right there. And then I traded a 10-minute downtrend to exit some of my puts over here. Okay, 10-minute uptrend, 10-minute uptrend, 10-minute downtrend. Okay, so there's SPY on the 10-minute chart. Okay, that's what we traded today. 10-minute uptrend right there. You can see it. All right, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, you saw the green erases red. See the 3 pointed up, the 8 is pointed up, the VWAP is pointed up. The mouth between the 8 and the VWAP grows and grows and grows. And I got 0 DTEs right here. See how the momentum stops right there, and you can look at the VZO. Okay, you can see the VZO. The momentum stops. See, it's no longer up over. See, this is the green line. See, now it's no longer up over the green line. See, the momentum is stopping right there. See how it's curling back on the 10-minute chart. Okay, for you to go to the 5-minute chart. Okay, see how it curls back. Okay, so you can also look at the PPO. Okay, same thing. 10-minute chart. Okay, see it up over the 9. And where does it stop? Right here. If I put the crosshairs on it, this one does not go over the 9 right there. That's it. Momentum is gone. Time to get out of my 0 DTEs. Okay, trade's done. All right, see that? And then it starts to pull back all the way back there. Okay, so we traded this up all the way. Now you can see, here we are with the option. Let's pull up the option. See? We load, unload, load, unload, load, unload. Constantly, all day long, until we reach the peak right up there. Then we traded this rip up there, and then that's it right there. That's how we made our money today. Trading the 10-minute uptrend. It's the same thing I taught at the beginning of the open house. I continue to trade it, to explain it and trade it throughout the end. All right, so you can see clearly I captured 322 right there. All right, I took the same bid and ask that were available to all the traders. Okay, nothing special. Okay, I never risked more than 3% of the whole trading account. All right. And then I traded some gold. Gold was in an uptrend as well. Okay, you can see me trading gold, selling into strength. Okay, again, another 10-minute uptrend on gold. Okay, the 3 EMA and the 8 EMA pointed up. Traded the gold to the upside right up there. Okay, then I had some other calls, some QQQ calls. So I traded the 10-minute uptrend right here, and I had to close those out. Okay, on those QQQ calls because I didn't like what was happening. Okay, so I bought the dip and then closed them out right here. Okay, I think I was training or doing something else, but anyways. All right, so we managed to capture 530 in realized gains. Okay, 530. Okay, our goal was 300. This was our goal today. Okay, I kind of map it out before the day starts. Here's our goal. Okay, I started a new 30K account. Okay, the max risk, it's a paper account. Okay, for anyone out there. Okay, I do this. This is for demonstration purposes. Okay, so I can show you how it works. Okay, max risk is 10%. 10% of 30K is 3K. Okay, daily goal is 1%. 1% of 30K is $300. That was my goal. I made 530. I just showed you over there. Okay, so that's my goal. I do this every day. All right, you want to see last month's statement? This is last month's statement. Okay, see, I just ink out day after day. Do I have losses? Absolutely. See that? $4,700 loss. Okay? I do have losses. I am human just like you. I make bad decisions just like you. Maintain your discipline. Follow your trading plan. It will lead you to profits. Okay? Your trading plan should be a blueprint for printing profits. Okay? I have a trading plan. I follow my plan. I don't look at it anymore because I know it by heart. I'm looking for a 10-minute uptrend where the 3 is pointed up, the 8 is pointed up, and they're rising up over VWAP. That's what I like, okay? I already know what I like. So I follow my plan, but I do it unknowingly because I've done it so many times, okay? So you can see, all right? Nice days. All right? You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. This is last month. So I started a new one for this month. And that is right here. Right here. There's the new one. Okay, so day 1. See, I started with 30K. I'll be filling this in with the new stats. All right, that I just got. All right, so my goal tomorrow, all right, is going to be 1% of 300, well, excuse me, 30,500. So it's going to be 305. All right, that'll be my daily goal for tomorrow, 305. How much will I have to risk? Probably $3,050. Okay, I'll have $3,050 to put at risk. That will be 10%. This program right here, this Excel spreadsheet, will calculate all of that for me right here. Okay, if you're looking for this, it is located, all right, in the resources within the room, the same room that you're in. Okay, I think if you go, let's see, if you go to the files, okay, and you come down, it'll say daily goal. It'll look like this: 6/3/2025 BYOB daily goal. Okay, risk schedule account tracker number 4. Okay, you go to files, you come down, and it's a free download right there. Actually, there's a whole bunch of downloads in there. Feel free to download whatever you like, all right? But that's the one that I use, all right? If you want to be a professional trader, okay, you want to be a successful trader, okay, it's all about the journaling, all right? It's the only way you're going to improve is you have to measure your current results to know that you're improving. And the only way to measure it is to start tracking it and start journaling. All right? I know you wanted to get away from your job. There's still going to be a little bit of work in your new business, which is trading. That's what you came here to do, is make trading your new business. The nice thing is you don't have to put on a shirt and tie. You don't have to put on the smock. You don't have to put on the scrubs. Okay? I've done it all. I've worn scrubs, smocks, shirt and tie, jacket, you name it, I've done it all. Okay? Even the safety vest. All right? I've worked on bridges. I've worked in a meat market. I've worked in, I mean, you name it, I've pretty much done it all. Okay? So, and the nice thing is I don't have to do that anymore. Okay? But I still have to work. I have to prepare myself every single day. All right, so we traded the 10-minute uptrend. You can see clearly we made profits. Let's move this out of the way. So, into the close, what did we have? Let me just scrunch this up and push it over. Okay, so you can see we got a 10-minute downtrend. Okay, see the 3 and the sticks are riding underneath the 8. 10-minute downtrend, 10-minute chart. The sticks and the 3 are underneath the 8. That's QQQ. Let's take a look at SPY. Okay, sticks in the 3, underneath the 8. This is the 8, the white line. So 10-minute downtrend coming into the close. Let's look at the 2-hour chart. Okay, the sticks in the 8, the sticks in the 3 are up over the 8. So 2-hour uptrend. Okay, see how we came right up to that downtrend line? Now, how do I get that downtrend line? How do I know where to draw my lines? Okay, look, it's a really simple process. All I'm doing, I'm connecting that high with the next high. That's it. There's nothing special, nothing fancy. Connect here, extend. Okay, and look where price winds up coming. Right up to that high. Okay, we nailed that as a top. Right there. Okay, so there's SPY on the 2-hour chart. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Okay, so on the daily chart, we needed to make a higher high, all right, in order to negate the downtrend. How did we get ourselves into a downtrend? Well, we got a low here, and we made a lower low, okay, a couple days ago. Like on Thursday. See this Thursday low? It's lower low. So that's a downtrend. Okay, we put the quad lines on it. Okay, right here. And I'm going to remove the rail lines. These are the rails. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to take this out of the way. Okay, this is our bigger line right there. Here's our April low. This is the origin of the whole rally we're in right now. All right, this is what's been making the market hit new all-time highs. Look at all the waves. See the waves coming in? They're coming into shore. See that? These are waves of buyers. Okay? So we're up here. This is the quad lines. Okay? This is quadrant 1. Let me move this up. Okay, so this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, 3, and that's 4 up there. So we're at the top of quadrant 4. So that's bullish. Anytime it's in the upper third, that's bullish. Okay, so we're bullish, but we're in a downtrend because we haven't made a higher high. Okay, got a low here. We're in a downtrend. But here's the good news. We're not moving down, we're moving up. Okay, so there's SPY on the daily chart. It is bullish. Okay, SPY's bullish, but in a downtrend that's not working out. Okay, that's SPY. On the weekly chart, you clearly see we're in an up. See all the green dots? Bullish and in an uptrend. Monthly chart, bullish and in an uptrend. Okay, let's go take a look at QQQ. QQQ. Hey, guess what? QQQ had the same deal. Green erases red, 10-minute uptrend. All right, look at that. See the 3 pointed up, the 8 pointed up. Coming into the close, 10-minute downtrend. The sticks and the 3 are under the 8. Okay, you can see them continually decline right back to VWAP. Okay, so there's 10-minute downtrend. 2-hour for QQQ, 2-hour uptrend. You got the sticks and the 3 riding up over the white line, which is the ADMA. Okay, now we would have really liked to see today close over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, this is the all-time high for the QQQ. Okay, couldn't quite get that done. That should have been handled today. And that's disturbing that it wasn't handled today. Okay, so I'm just saying look out for tomorrow, all right? Tomorrow could be a down day. We'll see, all right? But I don't like the fact that they couldn't handle this little bit of business right here. They needed to handle that, and they didn't. All right? Nice thing is they're up there and they're grinding up against it, so who knows? Maybe they'll be on top of it tomorrow morning. Okay, so on the daily chart, okay, you can see they got a low. See, the low comes below the 17. Okay, they made a lower low. Low, obviously lower low. Okay, so they're in a downtrend. Okay, so price action for today's candle is a higher low and a higher high. Okay, and they closed over a bearish trap. See the 3s underneath the 8, under a bearish trap, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, which is the pink line. Okay, in the middle of quadrant 4. Okay, so that's bullish because they're in the upper third. Remember, okay, these are the quad lines. April low, all-time high, lower third is bearish, above the crosshairs is bullish, upper third is bullish. So we're bullish, but still in a downtrend, just like SPY. Okay, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Okay, Diamond Dow makes a new all-time high right there. Okay, drop the mic. It doesn't get any better than that. Okay, bullish and in an uptrend for Diamond Dow. IWM, higher high, higher low, closing over. We'll see the 3 crosses over the 8, over a bullish cross. Okay, and over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Clearly at the top of quadrant 4. Okay, here's our April low. Again, the origin of the rally. Okay, top of quadrant 4, that's bullish. Okay, and it's still in an uptrend because they never took out this low. All right, and they took out that high. So they're bullish and in an uptrend for IWM. Okay, let's go look at Stinker. All right, so Stinker put in a higher low and a higher high, closed inside the bearish trap. See the 3 under the 8. So that's a bearish trap. When the 3 is over the 8, it's a bullish trap. Okay, so closed inside it. See the body, it's a green candle. So the top of the body closed inside the bearish trap. Okay, under, see the red dots? The falling 17. Under, see the pink line, all-time high anchored VWAP. Under, see the midpoint right here? Let's take this out of here. We don't need that. And you can take that out. We don't need that, and we don't need that. It's just confusing. All right, so under the midpoint, okay? This is the all-time low. This is the all-time high. So I have a anchored VWAP on the all-time low, and I have an anchored VWAP on the all-time high. Okay, so notice we're not in the lower third. That would be below the crosshairs. We're not in the upper third. That would be above the crosshairs. So we're neutral. You can see we got a low, we made a lower low, and in a downtrend. So neutral and in a downtrend. Let's take a look at silver and gold. Okay, so silver today, nice little recovery. Higher low, higher high. Closing inside the bearish trap under the 17. Silver made a lower low. Okay, so I don't know if they made a higher high up there. You need a high that goes over the 17. I don't know if it did. I think I measured it earlier and it did. The 17 there, 83.41. The close, well, the high was $82.80. So they never made it over. So this is still in an uptrend because they never made a high over the 17. Okay, so this is still a pullback in the uptrend. So this is an uptrend. I know it's strange. It's hard to see it that way, okay? Okay, so it's all about the 17, okay? This is all over the 17, okay? This is the first low right here below the 17. Now, if this had come up over the 17, that would have provided a peak, and this would have made this a lower low. But looking at the price action, they never made it over the 17, therefore, this is still a part of the pullback in the uptrend. Okay, so price action did not make it to the upper third. So it's neutral still, all right, but in an uptrend currently. Okay, that's silver. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's a higher low and a higher high, closing over a bullish cross. Notice the 3 crosses back up over the 8. Closing in over a bullish cross, over the 17, middle of quadrant 4. That's bullish, still in an uptrend on gold. Let's take a look at UNG. Lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17, all the way back in quadrant 1. Okay, so that's bearish down there, quadrant 1. All right. And they did. See, they popped a high up over the 17. And they made a lower low right here. See how they made a low? Made a high over the 17. Now they made a lower low today. So now this is a downtrend. This was an uptrend. But now because they made a lower low here, it's a downtrend. Okay, so this is bearish and in a downtrend for UNG. Okay. Let's take a look at USO. USO got a, I'm just going to call it. It may not be true. It's the low here. 76.17. 76.15. 17.15. Outside day. Wait, 17.15. Yep, outside day. Higher high, lower low, closing over a bullish trap, over the 17, over this. See this? This is a 4-year high anchored VWAP, that pink line. That's a post-COVID high right there. Okay, we're up in quadrant 4. See us close up there. That's bullish and in an uptrend right there on USO. For the technicals, let's scoot over. T2101, 15-minute chart. Okay, market moved up. Participation or absolute breadth moved up. That's bullish. I like that. Okay, T2122. Market moved up, but price made a higher low, but made a lower high in the buy zone. That's concerning. Still bullish, but concerning in that they didn't make a higher high. But in the buy zone, nothing. That's still pretty good. Camping out, spending the majority of the day in the buy zone is bullish. Notice you got a low, a higher low, a higher low, another higher low. I gotta like that. All right, we're over the midpoint. We got a high, higher high, even higher high. Okay, so I kind of like this. Look right now. Okay, and the idea that we're closing in the buy zone, that's bullish. I like that. Okay, the only thing concerning is we didn't make a higher high. Okay, so let's take a look at T2123. T2123, guess what? New all-time high again today. We did it Friday. Here we are again doing it today. Up over the rising 200 SMA. 15-minute is clearly in an uptrend and bullish. All right, on the 3-bar chart, same product. Okay, here's our April low. That was an all-time high. We pulled back to this neckline and then made a new all-time high up there. You can see price over the flat 200 SMA. Top of quadrant 4, that's bullish and in an uptrend. Let's take a look at Stinker on the 15. All right, FNGU does a... Now, they didn't get on top of the 200. That would have been nice to see today. Okay, they couldn't get that done. That's still showing me weakness in the FNGU. All right, they got a high, they made a higher high. They got a low, they made a higher low. So they're still in an uptrend. Okay, so they're on a 15-minute uptrend. That's not very impressive. Okay, but still caught underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, the pink line. Still caught underneath the falling 200 SMA. That's the red line. Okay, so right now the 15-minute is in an uptrend. So it's not very impressive. All right. If it had climbed on top of here, put together another rally a little bit further. So no gap up, nothing impressive done for Stinker today. That's it. US dollar index, I don't know where we close. Nice candle on the index in that we're in a downtrend and they're no longer moving up. Okay, so nice candle there. Okay, and you would have to wear a tux. There were times I was required to wear a tux. Yes, JW. There were times, but I'm just saying, like you don't have to get dressed up anymore. All right, because this is your new profession. Okay, somebody asked me another question. I don't know if it's public. Posted it private, so. I was ill this AM and joined late, very late. Interested in option trading. Do you snipe? Trade any stocks other than Qs or SPY with Fidelity? I know it's here. Okay, so this is something I can answer later, all right? And Bill is talking. He says, thank you, Ed. Would love to see a spreadsheet in real money. Okay, that's it, all right? That's it for me, traders. I'll be here tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock. All right? Let's make a date, and I'll see you guys all here, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Let's try to do it again, all right? We made 1% today. Let's try to do it again tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, okay, you guys gotta make a decision, all right, if you want to be a member of the BYOB Trading Room. You clearly see we can make profits here. Okay? Do you want to be a part of it? All right? So see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a beautiful evening. Thank you.